verification, whether you are going with PLI test bench or whether you are using any hardware verification language in order to verify the design. Okay, so that all things are available in the verification plan. After that you have to go with the test plan. So in test plan you have listed on all the test cases. After reading a specification you will find one test scenario. Okay, that test scenario you will write inside a test plan. So that is a part of verification plan only. So what they're trying to say is this plan identifies the resource necessary to execute the plan and defines the matrices and metric value that must be achieved for the plan to be accepted as complete. So the objective of this verification plan is to identify that how much resources are required in order to execute this plan, and what is the approach how to achieve this plan. So they will prepare a plan. So all the plan attempt to predict the future and imprecise science. So the verification team must be prepared to modify the plan it anticipated problems and limitation arises. So they are telling that whenever verification team will implement the verification plan, they with the course of time they have to modify that thing. Some problems are coming, then you have to modify the plan. Okay, so if the plan is modified, the changes must still meet the overall goal of the plan. So they are telling that if the plan is modified, the changes must still meet the overall goal plan. So what is the overall objective, we have to follow that thing. Now project functional overview. So the project functional overview summarizes the design functionality, defines all the external interface and lists the major blocks to be used. So what all the things you have to keep in mind when you are designing the verification plan is, first you have to create a specification that will only talk about the functional overview. Okay, so in that you will find the information about the functionality of the design, what all the interfaces will come. So all those things are listed in the overview, project functional overview title, under that title, and the major blocks you are going to use you will tell. Second thing, you have to mention that thing, what sort of verification approach you are going to follow. We have seen 4 type of verification approach, so we have to select any one of the approach. So either we are going with top down design and verification, whether we are going with bottom up verification, whether we are going with platform based verification or system interface driven verification. We have to select one of the verification technique. After that we have to talk in terms of abstraction level, at what level we have to implement the test bench. So the abstraction levels, we know that in Verilog we are having different abstraction level. One is behavioral, one is functional, one is RTL, one is gate level, and one is switch level. So these are the different abstraction levels. So third column is abstraction level, at what abstraction you are going to implement the your test bench. So after that, after defining the abstraction level, we have to go with verification technologies. Okay, so in verification technologies they are going to tell the methodologies to be used. Either you are going with dynamic verification tool that will exercise a model of the design with specific stimulus, checking that design function as expected. So that is dynamic verification tool. Okay, so that is our normal simulators. So you can say that model sim. After that we are going with static verification tool, like in order to achieve the timing analysis we'll go with like static timing analysis tool. Okay, then co-verification, how to perform the co-verification tool, whether we are having co-verification tool or not. Then we have to identify rapid prototyping, emulation system, static timing verification tool, physical verification and analysis tool, and device test tool. So these all fields, what all the verification technologies are there. Okay, we have to keep that thing in your verification plan. The fifth option that should be in your verification plan is abstraction level for intent verification. So the abstraction level that the design functionality is verified against. So the functionality of the design abstraction below this level is done by proving the functional equivalence of this model. So they are talking about equivalence checking. So this is the abstraction level for the intent verification, whether you are performing RTL versus RTL verification, whether you need to perform RTL versus gate level verification. So that is the fifth column that should come in the verification plan. Okay, after that the sixth thing is, that is test application approach. Okay, how to apply a test. So this approach for applying functional test to the design, typically this involves either preloading a test into an on-chip memory or executing the test via on-chip processor or applying a test through external interface to the DUT. So this will tell means you need to exercise some portion of your design. So how to exercise? Whether you are going to fetch the data and keep that data in the on-chip memory and then you will execute the test. Second option is your processor will force some data, okay, or the fourth thing is possible that your device will read the data from the external interface and force. So these are the different techniques how your test application should work, okay. Then seventh point is result checking. So your DUT will process the data and give you the output, okay. So how to check the outputs, whether you want a self-checking techniques or you are using some reference models or you are comparing some expected result files, okay. So seventh column is about result checking. So it will tell you whether golden models you are going to use or not. Now for eighth column is functional verification flow. Which functional verification tool, database and data formats to use when migrating from one tool to another, okay. So when you are suppose we know that for functional verification we are using simulators, that is event based simulators. Now if you are now after that you have to do a timing analysis, so you have to port your netlist to the static timing analysis tool like prime time, okay. So you will check the database and data format to use when you are migrating from one tool to another, how to migrate. Then coming to the ninth point, that is test definition. So this define the tests that are to be performed and model abstraction level to which these tests are applied. So what they are trying to say, you have to keep one test definition. That is what they are talking about, the test plan, okay. So after reading the specification, you will identify some of the features that you need to be tested in your DUT. For that, what you are doing, you are implementing a test plan, okay. So in many instances, the same test will be applied to several model levels, okay. So for each test, the verification technology or the tool and the associated metrics should be included. So they are telling that for every test which I was mentioned in the test plan, you have to include that thing in your verification technology. So the metric indicated when the test is complete, metric can be defined by the combination of tests. For example, 100% statement coverage will be achieved when executing all the simulation tests. So they are telling that how to indicate when the test is complete, then how to indicate means how to run the multiple test cases. All those things will come in under test definition column. Now the 10th requirement of a verification plan is test bench requirements. So what all the test bench requirements are, okay. So by analyzing the verification table, definition table, so you will come to know different type of abstraction level, model sources and test bench elements. So you need to implement checker or you need to implement stimulus generator or so on, need to be considered. So whether you have to write some assertion or properties or some constraint for verification, formal verification tool or not. So all those requirements will come under 10th heading, that is test bench requirement. Then the 11th point in the verification plan should be models, okay.